IPMNation.com.
This is Matt Marcil, and you're listening to Local Outbreak on IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. This is Matt from IPM Nation, and we are at the studio at 50 Canal Street in downtown Laconia. We do record the show here every Tuesday evening. We love to have a studio audience if people want to come on down to the studio. TheStudioNH.com is the website if you want to check it out online. Funky little gift shop and art gallery. Come down and say hello. Say hello to Melissa. Like I always say, please support your local businesses in addition to local music. Very, very important. And, of course, we are sponsored by Central NH Events. Tim Martin does a great job. If you need a DJ, go to centralnhevents.com. And also, recently, IPM Nation, our new live streaming channel, is sponsored by Uptown Auto Repair in Manchester, New Hampshire, as we broadcast many of our shows from the Uptown Auto Repair studio. And last but certainly not least, because he's here with us tonight, we are sponsored by Tweak Sound and Mastering, Mr. Matt Marcil. Also a big part of what makes this show possible. How are you, Matt?
Hello, I am well, thank you.
Welcome back to the show. It's been a few. When was the last time you were on? I mean, it was a couple months ago. Early December. Okay, so it hasn't been that long.
No.
Tweaksound.com is the website. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Oh, my God, that's what I've been saying every week.
Yes, I would have probably noticed.
Yeah. So welcome back.
Thank you.
We have much to speak about. Even though you were just on recently, you did bring some tunes with you tonight, some of your own stuff, because the last time you were on, we featured music by other people.
Yes, music that I had recorded for various clients and such.
At your studio, Tweak Sound.
Studio. Well, I think we focused actually on my Christmas album that I produced,
yes,
but it was all local, mostly local musicians.
Yeah. I think we had played one track that was your own,
yes,
Christmas As I See It, and the rest of it were things that you had recorded there of other musicians.
That's correct.
But tonight we're going to focus on you.
I know, this is great.
Tonight's all about you.
I'm very excited, very nervous, so I probably won't be speaking very much. Actually, I'm thinking this will be the last thing I say.
Right. I understand. Has anyone ever heard this stuff before? Drinking maybe we should get them as a sponsor. What are you drinking?
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
I was going to reply to you only in Mountain Dew sounds for the rest of the evening.
Right.
But I don't know if that's a good idea. So I'm sorry, what did you say a moment ago?
It's hard for me to...
What was your question?
Some folks might understand you. I don't know, but...
if you do the do, you get it.
I don't even remember.
You get it.
I don't even remember my question now. It's because I don't do the do.
Didn't you record it?
I'm a
we
pepper.
We literally have like a digital memory going on of this whole ridiculous event.
You're right.
Okay, well, ask another question.
I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Before you ask these questions that you wrote, I want everybody to know that none of these questions were prepared by me.
No,
they're all prepared by you.
Yes, I'm actually reading from a teleprompter right now.
Are you?
I am.
You're looking at my face as you say that. Is there a teleprompter at my face?
You just think I'm looking at your face.
Wow, you're good.
I'm that good.
You're like local news good.
Yes.
You're like Ron Burgundy good.
I don't have that kind of mustache, unfortunately.
So yes, I brought some music of my own today.
Yes.
Because I'm working on a few projects. One, I'm trying to do an album finally of my own music. I have a lot of my own music, but it's all old and crap, and I don't really like it. So I'm going to try to do something, mostly new, almost completely new. And I've got a few things that are down for that. I'm also working on a short film called There's No Place Called Home.
Okay.
Yes, it's kind of a sci-fi film. Has to do with me. It's just a one-person project. It's a horrible idea. Never try to make a film by yourself.
Right.
Because you're the cameraman, the sound guy. You star in it. You do the music. You do the score. You do the editing. And it's great for your ego, but it's probably going to be crap.
Yeah, why are you doing it all yourself? Are you some kind of control freak? Or
yeah, a little bit of that, and a little bit of I don't really have any friends.
Right.
And I don't really know anybody, and I don't really want to pay anybody to do anything for me.
Right.
And I kind of, it just happens to some degree that, I would have wanted to do the music anyway. I would have wanted to do, it's going to be a lot of animation, stop animation, 3D modeling animation, 3D design, such as kind of Pixar style stuff, but not nearly as good as Pixar, because I'm not very skilled in 3D design when it pertains to animation. I'm good at CAD, which is different than animating. It's like animating CAD objects.
You've done recording for films before, right?
Well, I do audio for film all the time.
Yeah,
but not the video stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually, and I wasn't sure if I would play any role in it, but I think I need a person. So I'm going to be starring in it, but as a claymation person and as well as a live action person. It's going to switch back and forth. It's going to be pretty trippy.
Well, you and I were in a film together.
We were a long time ago.
Never got finished.
Oh, wait, which what are you talking about?
The one where I played a character referred to generally as the Leatherman, because my character was never named.
Me and Matt Vaughn, right?
It didn't look done to me. I have a copy of it.
Really do?
I have a copy of it rotting on a VHS tape somewhere.
I'm not even sure if I have a copy of that. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, last I remember, we did something. Maybe we never showed you the final part. I mean, it was a mess.
Yeah.
Way, but.
Well, the trailer was great.
Oh yeah,
because you guys made a trailer for it, and the trailer made it look like a really good movie. And then what?
Well, that's because in the trailer you can always just take the best 30 seconds,
right,
and make it look good.
Yeah,
which they often do even with commercial films.
Whatever happened to Matt Vaughn? I thought of him today.
He is working on his doctorate. Right
Good
now.
for him.
Yes, I'm very happy. I kind of fell out of contact with him, and then I found him on Facebook recently. And he, I
haven't seen him in probably 7-8 years. How long
it's been a long time.
Yeah,
but he's doing well, I think.
Wow. Well, shout out to Matt Vaughn.
I'm not even sure what he's. I feel horrible. I forget what he's going to school for. If I heard it, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. Something interesting, something cool.
Yeah, Matt, if you're listening, call us live.
Yeah, call us right now. Oh wait, this isn't live.
Damn it.
Gosh darned it.
Nothing ever works out. So we're also going to play tonight, too, in addition to some of your music, a clip from your new show.
Yes.
That's going to be running on IPM Nation, on our new live channel on IPM Nation.
My own little podcast.
And what's it called?
The STEM Cell. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. All of our favorite subjects. But I'm on a quest, you see.
I'm awful at those subjects.
Really? Well, that's what my quest is. My quest is to make sure... to prove that everybody at least somewhat enjoys science, technology, engineering, and math. I mean, I don't think too many people need to be convinced they like the iPhone or their computer.
Right.
It comes to that sort of technology. But I think that, even more so, the math and the physics and everything behind it are interesting enough if you give them a chance and if you make them interesting. Unfortunately, a lot of teachers make these topics very, kind of rote memory, boring and difficult, which isn't really the best way to learn. So I think everybody really is a fan of STEM fields, and I am determined to prove it through the show, The STEM Cell.
Why did you decide to do that for a show? Because I think you and I had talked when I was telling you about the new IPM Nation live channel, which you can get at IPMNation.com, by the way. Lots of cool programming on there. We're going to be doing that this... Well, by the time this airs, most of it should already be up. But I think we had talked about you doing a show, but why did you want to do that kind of show specifically?
Well, in the little spot that I have that we'll play here eventually, kind of gets into that. But just, have always been interested in science ever since I was a little kid. My books were all about the solar system and insects and anatomy or whatever, just random scientific topics. I really, my mom would put on Sesame Street, and then I would change the channel to some dissection or some surgery channel.
For real?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. You were a weird kid.
I was a very weird kid. But I just, and to this day, I don't really care very much at all. Well, I shouldn't say I don't care. I'm not interested, or it's bad wording. I generally don't watch or read fiction. I almost exclusively watch and read nonfiction, and it could be something wrong in my brain. Probably have some mild autism, but it just is what it is. And I honestly don't think that it's necessary to for me. So I've asked people. I'm like, well, what do you think of the fact that I don't like fiction? Is that do you think I'm missing out on something? And nobody's really given me a good answer. So I'm sticking with the hypothesis that it doesn't really matter as long as you're learning something. I mean, the universe is just as interesting as any, novel, I assume, I feel, I believe.
I agree with you.
But anyway, so I like real things. I like fiction, and I think that they're underappreciated a lot. And I think that also really the stronger, deeper things in math, really like calculus, people hear the word and they just immediately, even if they like science, will be like, ooh, calculus, that's awful.
Right.
But it's not. It's actually rather simple. I forget who it was, but they said, some guy said teaching calculus to children when they're young, at the time that they're actually teaching addition and subtraction, is a really good idea, because it's actually rather simple if you learn it from the beginning. But then it gets, it's hard once you get some concrete ideas of what math is, and then you later kind of change it to understand calculus. It gets a little bit more complicated, I guess, and it makes it harder.
That's interesting. Don't kids learn quicker at that age anyway?
Yes. Kids are like sponges, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they can learn. You could teach a kid 9 languages. And they do it in some countries.
Yeah.
Where in America we learn English and bad English.
I know, we don't even learn English.
We don't
correctly.
even learn English. But in most other countries, they know at least 2 languages by default. And when you're a kid, you just pick them up like a sponge. And there's science behind that, saying that there's parts of your brain as a child that are just, the language parts of your brain, the one inside my head that's not functioning correctly today, are much stronger as a child, and so that's helpful.
Yeah.
So teaching kids young, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And one thing about that is the downside is teaching kids when they're young. A lot of times it's taken advantage of to teach them things that aren't true and to kind of indoctrinate, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that can be a problem. And, because kids, once you learn something, it's hard to unlearn it. And you kind of believe it. Amy, my wife, an example of that I think is very funny. She had when the chocolate oranges that you get at Christmas.
Oh, those are so gross.
They're very. I can only eat a little piece of at a time, but you get those, right, and they're wrapped in foil. And you got to smack them down on the table or some hard surface to break it.
Yeah. To
break the core, and so the individual pieces become loose.
Yeah.
Well, when she was a kid, somehow the idea went into her head that when you hit it on something, it was imparting the orange flavor. And, she thought this as a kid and never really questioned it.
Right.
And then, only a few years ago did she say something about it. I'm like, what? No. And she never really thought that, but that's what happens when you learn something as a kid. You just never, it's harder to question it. It's like you have to go back, many pages and kind of rewrite information that's pretty hardwired sometimes. So that's one of the benefits and the downfalls of learning as children.
Right. Well, should we do that first? Should we play a clip from your show?
The STEM show.
Yeah.
The STEM cell.
Yes.
The STEM show cell. Yes, we should, please. This is just kind of my awful voice more, so in case you miss me, you won't have to. Here is more of me on the STEM cell. I call it the STEM cell Hello World. When you do computer coding and engineering, one of the first projects that you often learn is how to get a program to say hello world.
Yeah.
So kind of in that vein, I called this Hello World.
Oh, cool. Okay, so this is a clip from Matt's new show, STEM Cell, which you can find on IPMNation.com. Let's take a listen.
You're listening to the
STEM Cell.
Discussing science.
Discussing science, technology,
engineering,
and math in ways we can all enjoy.
Hello, my name is Matthew Marcil, host of this podcast, The STEM Cell. Here we'll get the chance to talk to guests in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math in the pursuit of gaining a better understanding of these topics that so often affect our daily lives but may also sometimes seem mysterious or esoteric. My experience includes full-time audio engineering for music, sound design, audiobooks, and cinema, AM, FM, and internet radio hosting, as well as CAD design. I'm nearing completion of a dual major in mechanical engineering and manufacturing engineering technology degrees at New Hampshire Technical Institute, and like most of you, I'm sure, I have had a lifelong interest in science, math, and technology, and I've always loved building things. If you or someone you know lives in the New Hampshire capital area and is interested in discussing a STEM-related topic, please contact me at matt@tweaksound.com. matt@tweeksound.com. And be sure to join us on the stem cell at ipmnation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation, and we are back with Mr. Matt Marcil of Tweak Sound and Mastering, one of the sponsors of the show.
Yeah.
In fact, you provide much of the equipment and the ability to do the show every week. So
Fantastic. I'm proud to do so.
We appreciate it very much. And let's talk about the music a little bit, because you brought some tunes with you tonight to play. And I have to say, I've interviewed you many times over the years, several times on this show now.
Yes. I've only interviewed you once, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yes. I actually forgot about that for a minute.
Yeah.
On a show that you used to do, Your Health Matters,
Yes.
on what was that, AM or FM?
It was
in
both.
Concord.
WKXL. You asked me this last time, too.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
okay. Who cares?
I have a mental block because I did so poorly in that interview. I have a mental block.
That's fine. I know you blocked it out. You were like, that didn't happen.
Yes. So until you mentioned it, I forgot. But what I was going to say is I've interviewed you on this show, and I interviewed you on The Hidden Track, which I did on RageRockRadio.com back in the day, and maybe another show.
Okay, yeah.
But it's always been... I was actually pleasantly surprised when you said you wanted to bring some of your own stuff tonight to play, because you've always been a little resistant to that.
Yeah, well, like I said, I have probably 2 hours worth of more than 2 hours, but of stuff that I actually don't mind people hearing, maybe 2 hours of material. But it's all so old, and to some degree I do mind people hearing it. It's not anything great. So now I'm just kind of... And for years, I was like, oh, someday I'll put this on a CD and do something with it. But then as time went on, and the archaic technology that I had at the time started to become more apparent, and my recording skills, too. I've been doing it for so long now that I feel I'm obviously a lot better than I started than back 10 years ago or so.
Yeah.
So I have stuff that I recorded on my first 4-track Tascam. I have stuff from my 8-track, my Roland Boss 8-track digital recorder.
Yeah.
And then some stuff is from the 24-track that I had, and now I've been running computer for almost a decade. Well, a little under 8 years, maybe something like that. So I kind of, and then I've gotten more gear and all that. So now I'm just like, I don't know. I don't really want to do anything with the music. So I'm kind of starting new. So I've done a few things, but in fact, one of these songs, at least, what do I have here? One of these songs, is from a while, from the 24-track, nothing from the old 8-track stuff. Yeah. But, so I don't know. I just wanted an excuse to come on your show, Matt.
Yeah, because usually when you come on, we feature other artists you've recorded. So is it, how much of your own stuff have you recorded? Because I would think, too, there'd be... part of it might be just practically it's, you've had a lot of clients over the years, and I always wonder, someone in your position, is it hard to find the time to record your own stuff?
Well, no more than anybody else. I mean, everybody's got jobs. Well, most people have jobs. So, I mean, and, audio is not only my job, but it's also been my hobby, passion sort of deal. So, but I wouldn't say the time has been as much of an issue as, strangely, the motivation. I started off recording, when I was like 12, I got my first... little tape recorder thing. Yeah. And back then I was just like, I'm going to record because I was learning guitar, and I was like so into recording myself and wanted to make music of my own. And then when I got my 4-track tape recorder, I made a lot of my own music, which all of it is gone, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some people, some old high school friends that say they might have some, they have tapes, but they never show. I can never get them to give them to me or even prove that they have them. Like, I might have that somewhere. I'll look for it sometime, and then 10 years passes. Right. So, but that stuff was when I was my most prolific, for lack of a less snotty term, and it's all gone. But I was way more into recording, and then I got the 8-track digital, and I was very excited about that, and I did recordings on that, and I did quite a bit, but not nearly as much. But they were better because it was digital, and it was less. I didn't have to bounce, and lose generations of fidelity as much. So that was cool. And then I got some nice microphones, and I kept accruing gear. But then by the time I got the 24-track, I was doing a little bit of my stuff, but not too much. But I was doing a lot more of other people's stuff. And as I started to get more and more gear and my skills started to improve, I became less and less interested in recording my own stuff. Yeah. You could theorize that was because as my gear improved, you started noticing how awful I was. I was like, oh, no, wait, I get this new microphone. My voice will sound just like, Tom York. And then I get the new microphone and it still sounds like me.
Right.
So maybe that had a part in it. I don't know. I just came up with that just now, but that's a good hypothesis to test. Not sure how.
Right. How much of your own? How many of your own tunes have you recorded?
Well, besides the stuff that's been destroyed and ruined elsewhere, and even on the 8-track stuff is all missing. That thing took like some weird zip drives and all those. Like I don't know. I sold that. I don't know what happened with all that. But I've got like a million DVDs and CDs in my closet of backed up stuff that probably has stuff. Yeah. So I've got stuff, but stuff that I actually have. Like about 2 hours worth of music, and there's a lot of cool songs. I don't know if I ever showed you any of them. I don't show them to almost anybody for some reason. And like I said, I was thinking Monday I'll put them out, I'll do something with them, I'll make a CD. But now I'm just like, I can do better, you know. And if I can't do better musically, then at least I can do as well and better technically. So.
Well, see, this is interesting for me because as long as I've known you, I've heard very few of your own songs. Yeah. At least in terms of recording. I mean, I used to book shows for you. Like I remember I used to book you at the Uptown Tavern. But even on those nights, you would do a lot of covers. So
that's all I did live, right?
Right. So I never really did get to hear much. We still have "We Move On" in rotation on the rock channel on IPM Nation.
That I did on the old 8-track. Yes,
and that's the only song I can think of.
There's that, and then there's like
I'm sure I've heard
others.
Yeah,
and I'll put them on some CDs and send them to you at some point. Just puke on them. But they're interesting. There's some funky stuff there. Yeah, and one of the songs, like I said, is kind of old. One one of the ones I liked a lot and still like, and unfortunately, I'm not even nobody's gonna care, but it's a very big no-no. I can't find the WAV version of it. Yeah, the uncompressed version of this recording. Yeah, and I only have the MP3, but I don't care. Right. So I'm gonna put the MP3 on the CD. So. Right. But that one's called AEIOU and Never Question Why. And it's completely recorded with a frying pan and me. That's it. No other instruments. A frying pan and me.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
How long ago did you record it? Because the reason I ask is I think you might have told me about this.
I probably did. I was pretty psyched about it.
I just never heard it.
And I still like it. So it's one of those songs where back when I did it originally, I was probably like, yeah, I like this. It's funky. It's like crazy. It's maybe 7 or 8 years ago, though.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So that's an old one that I'm going to use because I like it. Well, hopefully I can find the wave for it.
Yeah, well, should we play it now?
Yeah.
All right, so this is called AEIOU and Never Question Why?
Good memory.
Wow, thank you. I get one right once in a while. All right, and here it is from Matt Marcil of Tweak Sound and Mastering here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
Yes.
Is there an echo?
Hey, if I jumped off a bridge, would you do that too?
Oh, of
Jeez.
course. What would be the point of living, Matt?
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way. And we are here with Mr. Matt Marcil, one of the sponsors of Local Outbreak, and of course the owner and proprietor of Tweak Sound and Mastering.
You can't manage the truth.
I know. Oh, that legit would be a good song title. You can't manage the truth.
I know. Well, speaking of song titles, I don't know. Either, just like my music, my song titles are either really cool or I just think they're cool and they're awful.
Right.
So, or somewhere in between, I imagine is possible. But
Yeah.
like the next song that I think we should play is called "Your Argument is Not Solidly Grounded in Logic or Reason, and You're Focused Only on Anecdote and Appeal to Emotion."
Now, I'm not going to remember that one. I did pretty well with
You did good with the other one.
I did
yeah.
well with the other one, but
Yeah,
this one's
A-E-I-O-U,
this one's like a million times longer.
Yeah, this one's much more complicated.
Yes.
But I like those sort of titles. I was thinking about having it be like one word and then
Yeah.
in parentheses all of that.
Yeah.
Because that just seems funny and weird.
Right.
I like to, I don't know.
Well,
I wrote a poem the other day.
Yeah.
And I shared it with a couple of friends on Facebook. And most of the poem was in between my first and last name after the quote of the poem. So
Yeah.
right, the poem's like in quotations and then dash my name. And in between my first and last name, well, my pen name, Albert Krauss, was really 90% of the poem.
Really? Wow.
And it was probably ridiculous. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not an English major, so I'm probably breaking every rule, but who cares?
Yeah, I mean it's art. There
art.
are no rules in
Nobody
art.
can tell me there's no rules. The only rule is go to school. Wait, that's not a rule, is it? Oh, that's a
No,
rule.
not for art.
I think it's a
I
law.
don't think that's a rule.
Oh, not for no, of course not.
No.
Never for art.
Yeah.
No.
So, well, speaking of school, so what are you majoring in?
Mechanical engineering
That's right.
and manufacturing engineering technologies.
Mm.
Yes. So a lot of physics, a lot of math,
Yeah.
and a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
But so it's been fun. I'm nearly done with those two degrees, but
Wow.
I'll probably continue.
Yeah.
I want to continue forever, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. You're like addicted to learning or
I
something.
am. Yeah, and you don't need school to learn. It's less expensive to do it on your own.
Mm.
But school's helpful. It can
Yes.
be helpful, especially for some people. And then, I don't know. I mean, you can't really go to a hospital and say, "Hi, I taught myself, medical science, and
Right.
anatomy.
Right.
Can I
Right.
be a surgeon here?"
Yeah. Yeah.
They're probably not going to say yes. And if they do, they're not a real hospital, and you should leave.
That's right.
Yes.
Do you think there will ever be a time when you leave music behind because you have all these other skill
not entirely.
sets? Or?
No, never. No. Well, I'm hoping, that, I'll be able to do music more on my own terms.
Yeah.
Not that I've met a lot of great people doing it as a business.
Yeah.
And it's been fun, and I've made some really cool music with some people that I otherwise might not have been able to make. But I'm hoping that I'll be a little bit more selective in the future, as opposed to, oh yes, you have money, you can record here.
Right. Right.
More like, no, that's not really the sort of project I'm doing right now. I could be a little bit more picky if if it isn't my full time and only source of income.
So have you ever had to? And obviously, I'm not asking you to name names, but
I will.
But
Just tell me.
Good. Oh, that's great. Oh, this will be really good then. So, have you ever had to turn anybody away because they brought you something where it was just like, I can't record you because you're terrible?
Kind of. Yeah, actually, I used to get a whole lot of rap.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that stopped. Like gangster rap. I'm probably going to
Really?
get shot for saying this. I hope none of them are listening. They're all very cool people. But I don't know. It's just too depressing and negative. I couldn't handle listening to some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I would, I kind of made excuses for why I couldn't, work on it sometimes. I was like, oh, I'm a little busy, so maybe another time.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, I've never really turned down. So I don't really turn down jobs is one thing. I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I need to learn to turn things down. If somebody's like, hey man, I got a job for you, I don't even care what it is. I'll do it. If it's smuggling cocaine, I'll do it.
Right. Well, that's some good tax-free income.
It is.
And actually, what you could do is do that, and then you could have like one of these rappers who wants to work with you, have them come in and rap about it.
That might actually work out.
You know.
I don't know if they'd want. I don't know if I was smuggling cocaine, I probably wouldn't want to publicize it too much, though. wouldn't want too much
they
attention
do.
about it.
Well, I don't.
They do, but they're
Yeah.
not the ones who are going to get arrested.
Well, you need like a rap name to do it under.
Yes.
You know, and then you could just say, "Oh, is this a story? I was just telling a story." That
I
didn't
have
really
the perfect rap name.
Yeah?
For which to undersmuggle cocaine.
happen.
Matt Connerton.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's been used actually.
Yeah, but I just feel like, if anything goes sour, anything goes south, it'll really get me out of a lot of trouble.
Right.
Just kidding, Matt.
I'll just say it's my uncle.
Right.
He's
there's
also
two
named
Matt Connertons.
there
I
are-
noticed that the
there are
other
two
day. I
Matt
was very
Connertons.
impressed. At first, I was like, did he find some random person named Matt Connerton and become friends with? Because there was somebody named Matthew Marcil who just friended me a long time ago on Facebook simply because we had the same name.
Yeah.
And he would occasionally comment on my posts.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And he just seemed kind of, whatever. He didn't seem, it wasn't weird or anything.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a weird reason to friend somebody.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wonder if when my uncle comments on my posts, like how much it must confuse people. And
I've never noticed until now, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, partly at first I was like, does he have two accounts? Because some people will make an account, forget
Right.
the password, make another account,
Right,
and kind
right.
of bounce back and forth between the two or something.
yeah.
And I thought maybe that had happened, but the picture just did not look like you.
Oh yeah, he's
Okay, because
totally,
I just have this.
he shaves his head.
I'm not sure if I actually opened the picture to see a big view,
Right.
or if I just saw the thumbnail that Facebook shows you. But I
Yeah.
remember thinking that doesn't look like Matt.
Because if you really look at him, he does, we look
You do
alike because there's a
similar.
family
Okay,
resemblance.
I'll have to zoom in and I'll have to open the picture and look now.
But he's obviously much older, and when he does that, I wonder if like people look at that like his picture and go, "Wow, what happened to Matt?" He's like way older all of a sudden.
Or, now follow me, listen, hear me out. Or they think that there was a glitch in the Matrix and Facebook somehow has had the future Matt Connerton talking to the, kind of like the Frequency movie with that guy.
Oh,
I'm so bad
is
with names.
Dennis Quaid in that?
Yeah, Quaid.
Yeah,
One of the Quaids. One of the Quails.
yeah.
Quail, that's a name.
Dan Quayle, I think, isn't it?
Dan Quayle.
That's what he did after leaving the vice presidency.
I think so.
He did
I think so.
Frequency.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
But they're going to think basically you're talking to yourself from the future using Facebook as if it was the ham radio on Frequency.
That's awesome.
And it's going to really freak a lot of people out. So you should really be concerned.
I kind of hope people do think that, just because that's pretty cool.
Just if it bites you in the butt, that guy almost got shot. He got shot or killed almost, right, in that movie? Didn't he almost die? Something bad
I never
happened.
actually saw it.
There's always going to be some person trying to kill somebody in every movie.
I know, right? If I get shot, it'll be my uncle's fault.
It will be.
Yes.
But hopefully, no, he gets shot, and you have to send him No, wait, what happens? I don't know.
I don't know.
You got to send him messages through Facebook so he doesn't get shot. That's all I know.
All right.
So get on that.
Well, good looking out.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mountain Dew.
So why don't we play why don't we play a song? Should we play the song with the extremely long title that I can't remember?
Only if you can remember the name.
Ah.
Give it a try.
Oh.
Come on, you can do it. There we go.
What was the first word?
Yeah, you get a hint. You're
only as old as you feel, but you're only as young as you think you might be.
That's actually really, really not close at all.
Oh.
No, your argument is not solidly grounded in logic or reason, and you're focused only on anecdote and appeal to emotion for 500, Alex.
I was close. Mine had words and consonants and vowels.
It did. It was super duper close.
Thank you.
It had
Thank you.
it had almost as many vowels as my first song.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I need that validation.
Yes,
All right.
and I'm happy to give it to you.
Thank you so much. All right. So we're going to play that song from, this just handed me. So we're going to play. Here it is. Your argument is not solidly grounded in logic or reason, and you're focused only on an anecdote and an appeal to emotion by Matt Marcil here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. This is Matt from IPM Nation. We are here at the studio at 50 Canal Street in downtown Laconia. Please come on down, check it out. TheStudioNH.com is a website if you want to take a look online, but very cool place to do some shopping. Valentine's Day is coming up, so come on down and say hi to Melissa and buy some stuff. Funky little gift shop and art gallery. Like I always say, please support your local businesses as well as the local music scene. It is all very important. Also, to remind you, we're sponsored by Central NH Events. If you need a DJ for your event, go to centralnhevents.com. You can hire Mr. Tim Martin. Also, don't forget about Uptown Auto Repair in Manchester, New Hampshire on Mast Road. It's the only place I take my car. And let's see, what else have we got? Yes, and we have Tweak Sound and Mastering.
Yes.
Matt Marcil, host of Stem Cell, which will be debuting soon on our new IPM Nation live channel. So, The Stem Cell, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
The is important.
The is important.
Yeah. It's like when people say, sometimes people use the when they shouldn't.
Yes.
Like Talking Heads. Some people
Aerosmith.
say The Talking Heads. Drives me nuts.
It's just Talking Heads.
It's just Talking Heads.
The Aerosmith.
Yes. You wouldn't say that.
I hate when people say the Green Day.
I know, right?
I'm like, that's not correct.
That's not correct.
It's not correct.
You know what's even worse is when...
or when they say Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's the, I think. I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, you are.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers, or am I way off on that?
You are wrong. There is no the.
There is no the?
There is no the.
Oh, that's how I've always heard it. See, I'm just as guilty as all of everybody else who does that then.
You are.
Oh, man.
You know what? You're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution.
I
no.
am the problem.
You are the problem.
Eliminate the problem.
Well, we won't go that far because we need you to host that.
It's Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Show, the Stem Cell.
Red Hot Chili
It's
Peppers.
just Red Hot Chili Peppers, technically.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. That's unlikely, though.
It's unlikely.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with what you're saying. Well, I'll never say the again.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you have to.
No,
You
I'm
can't
not
just
going to.
eliminate it.
I can.
There's a band called The. There's no getting around it there.
Well, I just won't say their name.
Their hardcore fans probably just know them as The.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say that word
People
anymore.
just know.
Like, at all.
I can probably trick you into saying it.
I doubt it. You can try.
I'm not going to try. Or am I? That's what I would say if I weren't actually going to try, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
I guess we will find out.
Uh-huh. So, where should people go to find you online?
People can go to website tweaksound.com. And that's my audio stuff. And, I'm not really doing that too much, but there's not really much there. Honestly, go to, have I said it yet?
No, you're good.
Awesome.
You almost did, but you did your own dump out there.
You can visit on World Wide Web, marcilcad.com, marcilcad.com. And that's kind of where I offer freelance CAD service for people who might need it and would appreciate it.
Our demographic research that we do for this this show, this very expensive demographic research, shows that our listeners do need that.
Fantastic.
So that's excellent.
That's great.
What about people who want to get your music? Can they get it anywhere, or do they have to go to your house?
They have to come to my house as it stands. But in future, I will have a CD, and they can purchase it. It'll probably be free, or I will eventually probably be paying people to download it.
What about the Christmas album? Is that still available, or do you?
Yeah, you can go. That's on tweaksound.com.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yep, you can go to page DVDs, I think it's called, and find it there.
Excellent. Well, very good. You're currently not taking new clients though, correct? As far as
no,
recording?
not right now. Yeah, eventually, soon, someday, maybe.
Yeah.
Anywhere between 2 to 3 months from now to a year from now, we'll see what happens.
All right.
Yeah, not really though. I mean, if it's a small project, perhaps. You know, if I get a day off and it's like one song and it's really interesting, that might be fun to do.
Yeah.
But so I can't never say never.
Right. Yeah.
But I am taking on new CAD projects.
You are?
Yes.
Excellent.
If somebody needs any CAD design, 3D design, if they need any material testing, any complex math done, I can do that.
Well, we all need that sometimes.
Yes. So I'm just kind of changing gears for a bit, shifting to the more. Oh, frig. I said the.
You did. You know what's funny? I didn't even catch it until you realized you said it.
I might have even said it once before, that, but I was doing pretty good.
I was listening pretty closely too, and I didn't even catch it until you caught it.
Oh well, whatever. I don't even care.
You almost got that one by.
The hell with it is what I say.
Oh.
But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I'm just crazy, man. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I had to wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a long day. What did I do today? I had school. I worked on my short film called, I can't remember what it's called. It has the word called in it. There's no place called home.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's kind of
Very
like
good.
There's no place like home.
Right.
But I put a little twist on it, you know? Mm-hmm. A little something for the kids, you know?
That's good. Well, why don't we play something to wrap up the show?
Fantastic.
What do you want to play?
This one is an instrumental currently, but it's going to have more. I'm going to replace some of the instruments with real ones and probably add some instruments. And I don't know if it'll have lyrics. But this is slightly old, not terribly. But it's a lot of these are works in progress for the most part. Even your argument one is not completely done.
Oh.
But it's close. It's an instrumental as well. So these are just kind of sneak peeks on what I'm doing.
Does that mean the title might get longer?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Oh,
the title.
geez.
I mean, like there's a rule for every new note in the song. There has to be at least another new word in the title. That's. I'm not breaking that rule for you or anyone.
I've heard David Crosby say that.
Yeah. Related to Bing?
Probably a distant cousin.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This one is called 717.
Okay.
I bet you can't guess why.
Is it 7 minutes and 17 seconds long?
No, that would be awful.
Oh.
That would be so bad.
I try so hard to be smart and guess things right.
Oh, no. It's you know why it's called that? I think it was
recorded July 17th?
July 17th. Is when I made this, I guess, or did something to it. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
That might change. The name on that one's tentative, but not the other one. That one's only getting longer. If anything.
Yeah. Good. All right. So we will leave you with this. This is 717 from Matt Marcil of Tweak Sound and Mastering, and of course, host of The Stem Cell, which you can find on IPMNation.com very soon. 717 from Matt Marcil here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. Enjoy.
IPMNation.com.